Children, welcome you all in the online classes of Bishop Academy. Today we shall discuss about applications of Gauss theorem, and the first application is electric field due to straight uniform thin charged conductor which is infinite in length. To find the electric field using Gauss theorem, there are two important things. One is we have to find out electric field due to this infinite uniformly charged conductor at point P, which lies r distance from the wire. The perpendicular distance from wire to the point where electric field is found is r. Then first of all, we have to construct a Gaussian surface or closed surface which contains that point where electric field is to be found. Now we create a cylindrical surface having radius r. Then when we draw a cylindrical surface having radius r, then this P point lie over the surface of cylinder. And now we consider small surface areas which is ds1, ds2 and ds3. Since cylindrical shape contains three surfaces, one is curved surface and two flat surfaces, then there are three surfaces. This is called S1, this curved surface is called S2, and this flat surface is called S3. And at S1 we consider a small surface ds1, and at surface S2 we assume a small surface ds2, and at surface S3 we consider a small surface area ds3. And as you know, the area vector is always perpendicular from the surface. It means the direction of ds1 is along here, ds3 is along this arrow, and the area vector is along perpendicularly upward, and area vector of ds1 is this much. These are the directions of area vectors ds3, ds2 and ds1. Now we find out the direction of electric field also. Dear student, as you know, this wire is positively charged, and electric field due to positive charge is always outward, perpendicularly outward. It means the direction of electric field at the surface ds2 is perpendicularly outward. It means it is also in the direction of ds2. Electric field and ds2 is in the same direction. And here electric field at this surface is perpendicularly upward, because electric field due to positive charge is away from positive charge. This is the electric field, and this is also the direction of electric field. That's why electric fields are same at every place, because the charge is uniform. Uniform मतलब कि एक समान charge. Then the electric field is same. Now first of all we have to calculate total electric flux through these three surfaces. Then the total flux is written as E dot ds. This is total flux, and these total surfaces are generated by three smaller surfaces, two flat surfaces and one curved surface. Then this is splitted into three smaller surfaces. This makes by adding three smaller surfaces. First surface is S1, hence it is written as E dot ds1. This is dot product plus E dot ds2 plus E dot ds3. These three surfaces compile the whole surface, and this is the formula for electric flux. And now first break first into this dot product. A dot b is AB cos theta. That means it is E ds1 cos angle between E and ds1. ds1, the direction of ds1 is here, and direction of electric field is upward. Then the angle between these two vectors is 90 degree. Then it is written as 90 degree plus second one is E dot ds2 cos angle between E and ds2. E and ds2 both are in the same direction, then the angle is 0 degree. And the third is E dot ds3 cos, we found angle between E and ds3. ds3 is here and E is here. The angle between these two vectors is 90 degree. Then it is also right 90 degree. Dear student, as you know, cos 90 equals to 0. Then this whole sum, this multiplies to this quantity, makes 0, plus cos 0 equals to 1. Then it is E dot ds2 plus cos 90 equals to 0. Then this is also 0. And we know that E dot ds is equals to E is taken outward because it is not the function of ds. This is ds2. ds2, S2 is the curved surface area of this cylinder. Then this close means the total surface integral. Then what is the total surface area of this cylinder? And you know the total surface area of cylinder is 2 pi RH. 2 pi RH. The length of cylinder is L. Then it is 2 pi RL. It's okay. This is equation 1. E dot ds is equals to, this is equation 1. Now using Gauss theorem, what is Gauss theorem? The net flux through, this is net flux through this cylindrical surface is equals to 1 upon epsilon naught times of the net charge enclosed within surface. This is the formula for Gauss theorem. This is net flux, and which is equals to 1 upon epsilon naught into net charge enclosed within that Gaussian surface. As we know that the linear charge density of wire is given. It is given. Wire is lambda. Linear charge density is lambda, and as I tell you in the last class, linear charge density lambda is equals to total charge Q upon total length L. L is the length of cylinder, and let us consider this is the total charge. Then the total charge containing inside the cylinder Q is equals to lambda into L. Net charge enclosed within this Gaussian surface is equals to lambda into L. By putting this value of net charge in the above equation, first of all, this left hand side is equals to E dot ds equals to from equation 1. Here from equation 1. Equation 1, this is equation 1, E dot ds. Put the value of E dot ds, which is E into 2 pi RL, in this equation 2. What happened? This is E into 2 pi RL is equals to 1 upon epsilon naught, and net charge is equals to lambda into L. Here electric field E is equals to L and L cancel each other, 1 upon 2 pi and epsilon naught R, and here lambda upon 2 pi epsilon naught R. This is the formula for electric field at point P, which is lies R distance from the uniform wire, and this is the formula for electric field. Dear student, there is a question in which the previous concept is used. It means Gauss theorem is used in this question, and what is the statement of question is given in the form of image at last of the video. First of all, you have to understand what is the question. There is a coordinate system x, y and z, and a cylinder having length 1 meter and cross sectional area. This is cross sectional area. It means area of this or this is 25 centimeter square, is placed along x axis. It means axis of cylinder is along the x axis, in which here a variable electric field 50x into I cap, where I cap represents the direction of electric field, and as you know, I cap is along the x axis. It means electric field along x axis, which is variable. Variable means when the distance increase from the origin, electric field may change. It means whenever x is 1 meter, then it is 50 Newton per Coulomb, and when x is 2 meter, electric field is 50 into 200 Newton meter per Coulomb. It means as you go farther away from the origin, electric field will increase. It's okay. Here two things are clear. Electric field is along x axis and it varies with the distance. These are two main things given in this electric field. And the question is, and this cylinder is placed 1 meter away from the origin. This first face of the cylinder is 1 meter away from the origin, and you have to find net flux through the cylinder. First of all, using Gauss theorem, first of all we have to decide the direction of electric field and how many surfaces makes this closed shape. Then you also know there are three faces. This is a flat face, and this is a curved face, and this is also flat face. It means it contains three faces. It's okay. First of all, we have to decide the direction of area vectors. Again, I tell you the direction of surface area is always perpendicular to the surface. For example, if this is a surface, then perpendicular perpendicular of this surface is the direction of area vector. It's okay. This direction of marker is the direction of area vector. It means direction of this area vector is, suppose this is S3, this is S2, and this curved surface is S1. Then direction of area vector of S3 is here, S2 is along this direction, and perpendicular upward is S1. This curved surface is S1. It's okay. These are the direction which is perpendicularly away or normal to the surface. It's okay. These are the direction, and direction is of electric field at this point is along this direction, here along this direction, and electric field is here along this direction. It's okay, because electric field always along x-axis. Here I cap indicates it means all electric fields passing along x-axis, which is here, here, and here. As we see, the electric field at that point is 90 degree from the surface area. Then net flux through the curved surface is 0, because whenever angle is 90 degree, when angle is 90 degree and cos 90 equals to 0, then we do not find out the electric flux through the curved surface. Hence, only two surfaces are here. The net flux phi is equals to E into S1 cos theta plus E into S1. S1 electric flux through this surface is 0, then we leave it. S2, E and S2, what is the angle between these two vectors? 180 degree. It's okay. An angle between these E and S3, cos 0 degree, because both are in the same direction. And you know, cos 180 degree equals to minus 1. Then it is E into S2 minus, okay, plus E dot S3, cos 0 equals to 1. Then it is ES3. Take common E. No. This is E1 and this is E2, because electric field is variable. And you know, this is E2 and this is E3. Then E2, E3. E2 equals to, first of all we have to calculate E2. E2 means at 1 meter, distance of this surface from the origin is 1 meter. Then place x equals to 1, and we found E1 is E2 equals to 50 Newton per Coulomb, and E3 equals to the distance of E3. The distance of E3 from the origin is here 1 meter and 1 meter. Total distance is 2 meter. That's why this is 50 into 2. It means 100 Newton per Coulomb. By putting these values, we have minus E2. E2 equals to 50. S2 is equals to 25 centimeter square. First of all, we have to convert this 25 centimeter square into meter by multiplying 10 to the power minus 4, plus E3 equals to 100, and S3 is equals to also 25, because it is also flat surface. This is 10 to the power minus 4. Now, by taking common 25 into 10 to the power 4, we have minus 50 plus 100 means 50 into 25 into 10 to the power minus 4. 25 into 5, 1250 into 10 to the power minus 4. This is the flux. The unit of flux is Unit of electric field is Newton per Coulomb and area is Newton meter. Hence, it is Newton meter square per Coulomb. This is the total flux through the surface. Second part of this question is total charge inside the cylinder. How to find total charge inside the cylinder? Using Gauss theorem, it is very easy because a statement of Gauss theorem is total flux equals to 1 upon epsilon naught times of net charge enclosed within the surface. This is the statement of Gauss theorem. And as we calculate the total flux, what is total flux? 1250 into 10 to the power minus 4. 1 upon epsilon naught into Q net. We have to find out this Q net. Subject Q net. 1250 into 10 to the power minus 4 multiply by epsilon naught, and the value of epsilon naught is 8.85 into 10 to the power minus 12, and the answer is. Now this class is over, and after some time I will give you an assignment based on this topic. You have to do this assignment and send me on Google Classroom app. Thank you. Have a nice day. Stay home, stay safe.